In my experience coaching both track and cross country, many parents often ask me how to choose a proper pair of running shoes for their runner. Hopefully this video can help you if you find yourself in that situation. The right shoe has many benefits. Wards off injuries, creates a more efficient runner, and shoes can even last longer. A wet test can help determine your foot type and lead you to the best shoe for you. To conduct a wet test, you will need a shallow pan of water and a piece of dark paper, paper towel, or even the sidewalk. Then, you simply dip your foot into the pan of water, then step onto your paper or other surface, almost like you're taking a fingerprint. As you can see, my foot leaves a full foot blob-like outline. This means I have a low arch. The following 2 slides will show you other types of arches, the high arch and the normal arch. To help to clarify, the following live action videos will show you the different types of pronation and how they wear your shoes.
Overpronation. It's what happens when a runner's foot rolls more than 15 degrees inward when it hits the ground. After the heel lands, the ankle rolls way to the inside. This forces the big toe to do most of the work needed to push off the ground again. Here is a video of an overpronator running on a treadmill. Watch his feet closely. You'll see a lot of side-to-side movement. When we slow down the tape, that lateral motion is even more obvious. You can tell that he's rolling his feet and ankles pretty far inward in order to strike the ground. Notice that there's a sharp angle forming from his foot to his leg. As he steps through the gait cycle, watch how he pushes off the inside of his feet. Overpronation is common among runners with low to flat arches. Another way to check is to examine the bottom of an old pair of running shoes. An overpronator will have more wear marks concentrated along the heel and on the inside edge of the sole. Overpronation is not a bad thing, but it does mean that your feet and ankles are going to have a harder time stabilizing your body. A pair of motion control or stability shoes can help correct your stride and distribute impact forces more evenly. Underpronation. It's the word used to describe what happens when a runner's foot does not roll inward enough when it hits the ground. The heel strikes first, the runner's weight transfers to the outside of the foot, and it stays there, so the runner pushes off the outer toes to begin the next stride. This video shows an underpronator running on a treadmill. Notice that her ankles aren't rolling inward at all. In slow motion, you can see that the sides of her feet are the first point of contact. There's little to no bend along the outside edge of her foot up to her lower leg. Her weight stays to the outside as she steps through the gait cycle. Underpronation is more common in runners who have high arches. Another way to tell if you're an underpronator is to check the bottom of an old pair of running shoes. If the wear marks are concentrated along the outside edges of the sole, there's a good chance that this is your running pattern. Underpronation is not a bad thing, but it does put added pressure on your lower legs that can lead to injury. To avoid this, runners who underpronate should seek out neutral running shoes with extra cushioning that will help absorb the force of impact. Normal pronation. This describes a running pattern where the foot rolls about 15 degrees inward at foot strike. The heel strikes, the foot comes down and forms a stable platform on the ground, and then the runner pushes off slightly from the big toe. Here, you see a normal pronator running on a treadmill. She's turning over pretty quick, but you can see that there is not a lot of wasted motion. If we slow it down some, you can see that when she reaches the end of her stride, her forefoot is angled away from her body just slightly. When she pulls her leg forward to take the next step, notice how her foot rolls inward. When she lands, there's a slight angle, but just a slight angle, from the side of her foot to her lower leg. As she steps forward through the gait cycle, notice that all of her weight is going forward. Normal pronators usually have normal arches. Another way to check your pronation is to take a look at the bottom of an old pair of running shoes. A normal pronator will have relatively even wear along the heel and under the ball of the foot. Normal pronators usually have an efficient stride and can run in many types of running shoes, but having the skate pattern doesn't mean that your stride is perfect. You may need a slight stability shoe or some cushioning depending on your size and weight.
So there are essentially three types of running shoes: cushioning for the high arch, motion control for the flat arch, and stability for the normal arch. Typically, running shoes are labeled in any sports store. The listed online retailers can also be helpful as they have search engines that can lead you directly to the type of shoe you need. I hope this video was helpful.